The Gospel of Thomas. Inner knowing as the restoration of common sense. Before beliefs were inherited, before rules were memorized, before authority told us what to think, human beings knew how to see. There is a native intelligence beneath conditioning, quiet, precise, and uncompromised, that recognizes reality the moment it is encountered. This intelligence does not require permission, credentials, or consensus. It knows before language intervenes. It sees before thought explains. And when this inner faculty is intact, discernment is effortless, action is proportionate, and confusion has nowhere to hide. What we have lost is not intelligence or information, but contact with this original way of knowing, the source from which all true common sense flows. True common sense does not originate in rules, traditions, or consensus thinking. It arises from direct inner knowing. Before the mind is trained to repeat what it has been told, there exists a natural intelligence that perceives reality as it is. This intelligence does not speculate, it recognizes. It does not argue, it sees. When perception is clear and undistorted by fear, ideology, or borrowed belief, judgment becomes simple and proportionate. That simplicity is what we once called common sense. Inner knowing is not intuition in the vague or mystical sense. It is the faculty of direct recognition, the ability to discern truth without intermediaries. When a situation is seen clearly, the appropriate response becomes obvious. No elaborate reasoning is required. No authority needs to be consulted. Action flows naturally from awareness. This is why true common sense feels calm, grounded, and quietly confident rather than reactive or performative. What erodes common sense is not a lack of intelligence, but a loss of contact with inner knowing. When people are trained to distrust their own perception and instead defer to systems, titles, doctrines, or social approval, clarity is replaced by compliance. Confusion multiplies, even among the educated. In contrast, when inner knowing is restored, complexity collapses. What is false becomes visible because it requires justification to survive. What is true stands without defense. This principle is echoed with striking precision in the Gospel of Thomas, where truth is not delivered as instruction, but revealed through recognition. The sayings do not ask the reader to believe, they provoke awareness. They assume that once illusion falls away, the listener will know. In that knowing, discernment returns, not as dogma, but as sanity. What emerges is not a new belief system, but a restored capacity to see. Authority collapses inward, where truth no longer needs permission to be recognized. And once that recognition occurs, there is no returning to sleep, only the quiet, irreversible clarity of awakening. True common sense, then, is not learned, it is remembered. It emerges when inner knowing is trusted again, when perception is allowed to lead, and when reality is met directly rather than filtered through inherited narratives. From that place, wisdom is no longer abstract. It becomes practical, embodied, and unmistakably real. What follows is clarity without coercion and discernment without fear. Illusion loses its authority the moment it is seen. Truth no longer needs to shout, defend itself, or persuade. It simply stands self-evident, stable, and alive.